What is going on, guys? Liza over here at Perennial Creations Farm. Welcome back to my channel. We are at the farm today. We are going to be doing a garden tour, so stick around. First stop is the Watergarden, and as you guys know, this is our favorite spot. Not very many plants over here because it doesn't really get much sun. Over here in this little corner we have lots of plants. Here's more aquatic plants. This is where we do most of our water gardening, is here and in the greenhouse. Can't tour our gardens here at Perennial Creations Farm without coming in our aquatic greenhouse. So here's some lilies and cattails. Getting hot in here. This stuff is pushed ahead a little bit in the seasons. You can see some lotus in the back, and this is a mixed trough here, but there's some willow and lizard's tail and some
grasses and irises, pickerel rush and willow, bog bean back there, and lots of lilies. We just potted up.
All right, we're going to interrupt this video with today's giveaway. We're going to do a seed giveaway because if you like garden tours, you like seeds. So stay tuned for details on this. After we're done chasing dragonflies, we'll head out to the front garden and then check out the fruit garden and the veggie garden and then our new raised bed garden that I did inside the greenhouse this year.
We are currently overrun with dragonflies. Anybody else seem to have more than usual this year?
Let's take a look at the perennial garden out front. It took a lot of damage from a storm recently. We had a huge tree come down and you'll notice a lot of weeds and not much space for mulch. We kind of like it wild. So here is my absolute favorite spot in this garden, and you can see it right from our front window, and it's so pretty. I love it. These are my two little garden cats, Sissy on the left and Bootsy on the right, as close as they get to snuggling. But yeah, the front garden looks a little bit of a mess because the top of this ginormous pine tree fell right here. I must have been super windy because it went, well, it took the line down, but it missed all these birdhouses. Look at how powerful the storm was. This went right into the ground. We can't get this out. And here is where we are headed. I'm actually gonna grab the cart and we will go and check out the garden. It's one stalk, like a twin stalk. It's beautiful. These tropical lilies. But here's the fruit garden, guys. It's also our bee yard. So we have our asparagus patch, and I did add some chamomile this year in between. And we've got all the strawberries. I threw a watermelon in back there. I just pulled all the garlic from here, and there's still some parsnips, but that's got to get weeded and covered because I'll just do garlic back there again. I've got oregano in the path, a ton of ground cherries right here. Being careful where I walk because I just did beans and I've got some little ones coming up. Yeah, so we're gonna be pulling beans from these any day. Oh yeah, there's some little beans already on there. It's amazing how much quicker bush beans are than runner beans. Like this already has full-size beans on it. These plants aren't even that big. Ooh, I just planted some mini melons, guys. I'm excited for those. And look, our ever-bearing strawberries are starting to flower again. Awesome. A lot of flower buds back here. I can tell you guys that I do keep my strawberry patch a little weedy at certain times of the year because I don't want to rip the strawberries out. So right now they're not in bloom. So it's so much easier for me to get in here and weed. And if I accidentally pull a plant out, then it doesn't really matter. I just pulled a ton of carrots from here. I just learned a good tip to extend your carrot harvest, and that's that you can dehydrate the greens of the carrots and use them instead of parsley. And I'm definitely gonna do that with my next crop. Are you after that kiwi berry? Is that you who ate the whole thing? Or are you just waiting for me? Okay guys, next stop is the greenhouse garden, and I'm just gonna show you these guys because you might hear them in the background. And you're also going to hear a lot of chainsawing in the background because Kevin is building our log cabin. And coming up in a couple videos, we will see what's going on back there. So little teaser for you guys to stay tuned and see what we have up our sleeve. And here is what we are in here for. We have 4 new raised gardens in here. These actually used to be fish troughs. I'm gonna put a link to the video where I talk about them. Looks like we got some tomatoes here to pick. And cucumbers, guys. Look at some of these cucumbers. Those are the English ones. Those are nice and big. There's some cute little dragonflies. So a couple things I love about our greenhouse garden is how bountiful it is. It's really produced way quicker, longer. I've grown things in here like cucumbers that I've put seeds in the ground for cucumbers for 10 years and I've never grown a thing. And guess what? They're doing awesome in here. I know that some people have problems with pollinators in a greenhouse. That's not something that we're having problems. Let's talk peppers. These, I've never had peppers do so well in my life. I mean, I gotta get in here and pick. Look at these, just loaded. It's really that, ooh, we got some red chilies. Ooh, it's stuck. It's a weird one. Oh, of course I broke it. Look at some of these eggplants. I've never had an eggplant that big at this time of year. And for the first time ever, I'm trying to grow a loofah. And it's gotten pretty far. And look, my first loofah. I have to say one thing I hate about the greenhouse garden is that even when it's pouring down rain, you have to water. So it's a little more high maintenance than the garden. Let's get some of these guys. Look at that thing. These are my favorite tomatoes because I have a tomato allergy and these aren't as acidic. So they're way easier on my stomach. I'll take it. I got about this many cucumbers yesterday too. And I just picked a couple peppers because they were hanging low, and our first tomatoes from in here. That's awesome. Here are some of my containers that I have up in the driveway. I just took my peas out of there and I have cucumbers coming on. And this is where I have some plants that I have hidden from some of the moths and stuff up here. I just picked some tomatoes off this yesterday. They were so good. Got beans, more tomatoes, and I did some mini melons that I just planted.
If there's one thing you take away from this garden tour today, it's to plant some crops in a separate area in case you do lose a bunch to pests. So like these cabbage that are up here, they're not getting so badly damaged by the moths. The year we had the groundhog, I actually had to hide my green beans in amongst the morning glory, and it worked, and I was able to actually get a crop of them. This kale is actually another great example because there's no pest pressure up here compared to the garden.
Okay guys, welcome to my weedy mess. I'm gonna see if I can fill up this bowl with some food though, because we are hungry for dinner. So guys, now that you've seen what our peppers look like inside, our peppers outside are about maybe a third of that size. And while they're still heavily laden with peppers and big ones, good looking ones. Look at this mini bell. Like I said, they have a lot of peppers, but they're just so much tinier. It's amazing. Amongst all those weeds, I've got some hot cherry peppers that are ripe. Let's check this row and at least get it weeded. So far, the only cherries we're getting are these sun golds, which is no problem with me because they're my absolute favorite. All right, guys, I got a whole bowl of food and I still need to pick in the greenhouse, and I left a ton of peppers on the plants. But I did a ton of weeding. Look at this huge pile of weeds that I collected. All right, guys, here's all the information for this giveaway. We have a little fairy garden set and a shirt and a bunch of seeds. We've got some carrots and celery, lettuce, cucumber, radish, some beans, and we're gonna do a thing of squash, and I'm going to plant them too, and we'll grow them together. So I figured that would be fun. But you got to like this video, comment down below what color shirt and what size shirt you like. Make sure you also are subscribed to our channel, and find us on Instagram or Facebook. The last thing you need to do is go over to Instagram and make sure you follow us over there so I can message you if you win. Okay guys, so that is going to be it for our garden tour today. In the next one, the garden will look totally different.
Yeah, I'd say it looks totally different. There's like a river running through my garden. I'm glad that we actually dug out some of these aisles, because who knew we were going to have a monsoon season this year. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks guys. See you on the next one.